Welcome, Aries. So it's me, Jenny. This is in Spiritual Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. With our readings that we had are the ones that I have channeled through Spirit for the month, the week-to-week energy, as well as the monthly for May for Aries, for every sign actually, but this one's for Aries. I've decided to do a random video here, and it's like more about like some guidance and some healing practices or crystals, chakras, whatever we can do to like help us, let go for this transformation we're going through, tapping into our purpose and our higher self and all that. So we're going to just go ahead and see what randomly comes out. I'm mostly going to be using oracle decks, like a life purpose, essential oils, things like that. And at the end, I'm going to be pulling a couple cards of the tarot just to see, if there's anything else Spirit wants to bring forth. But so let's go ahead and jump in. The first card I'm going to get, where's my book here, is going to be the archetypes, the Wild Unknown Archetypes book, okay? And please know that some of these things coming up, because I'm also doing the therapy cards, can be triggering, but just this is how you have to look at it. If you want to raise your vibration, you have to deal with those shadows. We're all human beings. We all have shadows. Nobody's perfect. We all have them. So denying them, pushing them under the rug, getting mad because they come up is not going to help. If you really want to ascend and stop repeating the same cycles over and over, those karmic cycles, we have to deal with those shadows, right? And we all get triggered and we all have different shadows. We're never perfect, like I said. So all throughout life, we have different shadows and we need to come to the bottom of what triggers them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get what archetype card, Wild Unknown Archetype card is going to be coming through for Aries. What's coming through? What message is coming through for Aries? What message is coming through for Aries, please? Ooh, these are a little hard to handle. They're circular. They want to roll. It's a thick deck. I'm going to try one more and then I might just spread them out. Okay, so it's this. Oops, I guess it's that one. So we have the Orphan and the Queen. Isn't that interesting? You had two come out. So the Orphan and the Queen may be feeling like that. Abandonment issues, some of you might have. The Queen, like in your power, a leader. So let's go ahead and see what these two cards are. You had two come out. Interesting. So the Orphan is number 5. We're going to do that one first. See if we can find it. 5. Okay, so we have the Orphan. Okay, the Orphan is the wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. To study the Orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time for universal orphanage of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in this fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card, as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly the most needed, dear one. So on each side of the page, it has like things. So I got to turn this book a little bit. So that is kind of deep, isn't it? Wow. So access this archetype through creative acts like drawing, painting, or writing. Keep it simple. Ask the Orphan what it wants to draw. Make say. So I can really tell you that I'm really tapping into more of my creativity and, spending time alone and things like that. So, tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands to recognize that each one of us fears a rejection and isolation. Is to take one step forward toward the Orphan. More kindness always. And on the bottom it has, when light, deep solace, deep acceptance, and deep love. When dark, it's distance, hates and avoids, controlling and limiting. If you want to go deeper, try Mary Oliver's The Kitten. So I don't know if that's a book or something. I'm imagining it's a book. So you might want to pick up that book. Okay, so now we're going to jump into this Queen, which is number 11. Okay, so let's see what the Queen's about. Okay, Queen, where are you? Okay. And you know, Aries is kind of like that Queen of Wands energy, right? Okay, so the Queen. The Queen is the Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the King is in the ego, the Queen is in the expression of that ego. In the world, she is lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the Queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing, to be in the benevolent leader. To embody the Queen is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal Queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. Well, that's nice too, isn't it? Okay, so the Queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne. Knowing the King draws near, she is magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. And then we have, read Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare, Antony and Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 1. Then read about Inanna, Terra, and Hera. When light, the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, and stillness. When dark, vain, wrathful, self-righteous, and demanding. And if you want to go deeper, try Nikki Giovanni's Ego Tripping, Nina Simon singing Stars at the 1976 Montreux Jazz Festival. So it's very interesting, I find, like sitting here thinking of these cards, because I could see that with Aries. You know, I have double Aries in my chart. Actually, I have 3, but my moon and sun are both Aries. So we can be like that leader and queen, somebody that people look up to, you know, courageous, charismatic, wanting the best for everything. But then we can also get into that fear where we feel a fear of abandonment and rejection, right? And it's also, too, more so like what other signs are in your chart. But yeah, I could see that. That's, yeah, it's very interesting. So I think it's like kind of like fluctuating because we all have different energies. We're not always just the one thing, right? So, okay, so that's the first thing coming out. Like I said, it can be a little triggering, so, you know, just be aware, okay? So now we are going to get into a spirit message. Let's see what a spirit message is for you, Aries. But, you know, I also want to bring up this fact because, you know, a lot of people say, you know, I'm like people that end up like really having a hard life, or they don't do the right thing, they're not in their integrity, they end up in prison, on drugs, whatever it is, right? And I'm not bashing those people, but I just want to say, like, a lot of them will say, oh, it's because how I was raised in a child. Yeah, I know we all go through struggles, and a lot of people have a lot worse than I have, or you, or whatever, right? But then tell me why some other people that had it way rough or the same, you know, they were raped by their family, they were poor, they were dirt poor, they were passed around, their parents were on drugs, whatever. They were on drugs. They can turn their life completely around and be, you know, successful, abundant, all that, right? So it's all like how you handle it, how you perceive it, what you think about it, and how you work it, right? So anyway, I just wanted to say that. Okay, so we have listen. You have to be willing to listen if you want really to understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not to just what's being said, but what lies beneath the words. There we go. I know somebody had that, like, you know, pay attention to more people's actions, but this is actually listening to their words, because not everybody tells the story outright. They're not blunt like Aries are, right? Also, I'm getting like maybe you don't want to just like, push your advice on people right now. Just really be a good listener, because that will help them tremendously. And person. Yeah. So, you know, don't go in and try to fix people. All you can do is offer your advice, your guidance. And I know, like me, when I was younger, you know, we would just want to go in there and say bluntly what we want. But you have to, like, temper that a little bit and really listen to people. Because they don't want to hear that. Like, would you? Like, if somebody came up to you and just said, well, it's this way, you know, you'd just be like, okay, I'm backing off a little bit, right? So it's like your tone, how you present yourself, how you listen, right? All right, so now we are going to get one of these. She believes in magic cards. Potion, remember the practice of self-love. Yeah. Bottom line, you have to love yourself. You got to accept all your flaws, all your shadows. That's why I'm doing this today, because, you know, if you keep those buried and don't acknowledge that you have them, it's very hard to accept yourself fully, right? You know, you just realize, like, I'm not perfect. I got to work on this. That's the first, like, with anything, whether you have a drug addiction, anything, you have to accept it. You can't keep denying it. Denial is not going to get you anywhere, right? All right, so now I'm going to do, let's do the shadowy energy. We have these therapy cards. So be forewarned, they could be shadowy. I mean, they could be triggering a little bit. But we, like I said again, we all have shadows. And we're not perfect. So if this resonates, I'm going to pull two. They might not resonate with you all. They both might resonate with you. Nobody is judging you. Like I said, we all have our things. And if anybody judges you, then that's somebody you don't need to be around, right? So I'm doing this mostly not to point fingers, but just to help people with their ascension. That was just, sorry about that. That was just the beginning card. All right, so they're so big, I'm just going to do them this way. And then we'll go to divide. Is that one too? Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's another one of those. I had them in there. Right. One more shuffle here. Through. Okay, now I'm going to split them. Okay. So the first card we have for Aries, the ones I'm connecting to, and I kind of think this could be anybody, everybody, whether they say they aren't or not. Everybody has insecurity, right? So, somebody out there might be struggling with their insecurity. So it says, definition is a lack of assurance and confidence combined with feelings of uncertainty and unprotectedness. Most, if not all, neurotic self-destructive behaviors derives from insecurity and the anxiety it induces. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has insecurity sometimes, right? Especially if you're not familiar with a topic or something, right? Or situation. Characterized by timidity, self-criticism, fantasies of confidence, self-sabotage, withdrawal from participation, lack of entitlement, nail-biting, poor posture. Well, I can tell you I sabotage myself sometimes. I'm trying to get better with it, but I do a lot. I can't let you win just because of your insecurity. That's just the bottom little bit there. So there could be some insecurity in some of you, or maybe insecurities coming up. All right, so now we're going to do one more. Cards are so big. I need to see if they sell them in a little order deck. I mean, they're easy to see. They're flashcards. All right. You know, just like I'm saying, like if it triggers you, just like if you do have insecurity or something like that, that's the time to like go do some, you know, watch some videos on how to get better. Go see a counselor. Or figure out some way you can deal with that insecurity so you can get better at it, right? Okay. Now we're going to split them. And then we have trauma. An intense, formative, unpleasant life event, so powerful that an individual cannot adequately respond to it or process it, marked by upheaval and lasting impact of psychological organization, characterized by emotional damage, difficulty with similar events, reliving and revisiting repression, denial, pain, flashbacks, scars, bad dreams, guilty parents. The fine line between a close shave and a bloody trauma. So, you know, I think a lot of us have traumas too. I mean, there's some people that never had the perfect life growing up and all that. But, you know, the longer we go on, something's always going to happen, whether it's abuse. It could be physical, mental, sexual, just people knocking us down, like a natural disaster, like a fire or anything. So all of us can have that. I mean, some people luckily don't, but so there's somebody out there that might have some trauma issues to still work through. and then this insecurity. So now we are going to go ahead and get, like I said, it can be a little triggering. Hang in there. Okay, so now we are going to get an angel card and see what angel wants to come out with a message for Aries. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Yep, trusting that intuition again. Yep. All right, Goddess card. You know, deep down, your higher self that knows what to do. It's that 3D, our body, like our 3D body and mind, that want to mess it up and sabotage, get insecure, you know, relive that trauma, whatever it is. And then we have Mott, fairness. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So, you know, and let the universe, if there's anything about your past that caused some kind of hurt or trauma or whatever, you know, forgive so it won't poison you. Do some healing and therapy or whatever you need, but turn it over to God and the universe and let them handle it, okay? It will be dealt with. Okay, so now we have to get, what else? What else do I need? Oh, one of these shamanic healing cards. Oh, well, that one don't want to go back, so it's this one. Burden. Burden, yeah, you have to let go of all those burdens. If you carry all that poison around with you, or those past hurts, or what people said, or what people did, and all that, it's just a burden on your soul, right? And it's really hard to get clear on your path and your higher self if you carry that burden with you. You know, just think if you're like carrying a bunch of luggage on your back, and you're not going to get too far too quickly, are you? Before you have to let it go. So, all right, now we will get a, did I do the kitty card? I got to do a kitty card. I didn't do a kitty card. I'm trying to think. I had so many decks all over. No, I didn't. Did I? Let me make sure. No, I didn't. Okay, we're going to do a kitty card. So now we have adventure. Meet Liam Meow. He is an adventurer, an explorer, a traveler, and a seeker of lost words. He likes to feel the wind rippling in fur and the excitement of not quite knowing what he might discover next. It is time to leave the safe havens of your comfy home and routine to seek out distant shores and unknown lands. Widen your circle of experience and step into the different point of view. Distance and diversity gives a shift in their perspective. Home never looks the same from afar. Remember, the journey outward illuminates the journey inward. Live your life as a grand adventure. Yeah, so seeing like different things, like different, you know, could be just like a day trip. You might be moving or whatever, but you know, you gain more wisdom if you see things from a different perspective. If you're all just like living in the same town for 30, 40, 50 years, that's all you're going to know and see. There's a whole big world out there, right? So if you have a chance to explore, adventure out, I mean, even if it's just out of your little town for the day or whatever, you know, go do something different. Go adventure. That gives you more experiences to be able to help other people, you know? That's why it's also, like it said, being good to listen, because you hear other people's life, their perspective of things. Different. You can learn a lot. You can learn something from a homeless person, a janitor, or a CEO. It doesn't matter. If you really hear their story, you really learn a lot, okay? All right, so now we're on this. Oh no, I didn't get a color. We're gonna get a color, and then I'm finally on these cards over here. All right, let's see what color is coming out. What healing color is coming up for Aries? Aqua, experience peace and calm. You know, so there's water in this, so you might want to do a cleansing, you might want to go swimming, you might want to go sit by the ocean, but there's some kind of calming or peaceful needed in your life, you know, to balance all that energy out, maybe to balance out that orphan and queen. Alrighty, now we are going to get a self-care, something that might help you with this healing and growth and all, and balancing. What can you do for yourself? Self-care. What kind of ritual can you do that would help Aries, please, this month? Intuition. Yeah, really listening to that intuition. Maybe do some meditation or some practices to heighten that intuition. So, meditation is a real good one, but there's other things out there you can do too. All right, now we are going to get, what else do I need now? An essential oil card. An essential oil card for Aries, please. We have time. revive. So it's time to revive yourself or your energy. The trigger statement is, I cannot stand myself. And the true statement is, I am aligned. Go within and allow everything that is not resonant to be purged so you can come from your heart, your seat of power. Yeah, see? If you have all that baggage all over you, you have to really purge and clean that heart out. Like you had that water, go cleanse, to purge, tap into your deeper intuition, like have a stronger bond with that intuition. Because it's a time for you to align. Okay? It's time to revive yourself, your soul. Okay? All right, so now we are going to get a daily healing card, and then we're going to get a chakra and a crystal. And then we'll be done. Try to avoid harmful influences. Yes, that's just going to lower your vibe. Try to avoid harmful influences. And that could be stuff you're eating, alcohol, drugs, anything like that that's going to harm you, harm your body. Because if you have a clear mind and clear body, of course, you're going to have a higher spiritual vibration, right? It keeps your head clear, keeps you energetic, so it keeps your chakras all unblocked and all that. So, all right, so now I am on the crystal. Yeah, let's do a crystal card. What crystals could be beneficial to Aries this month, please? This month of May 2021. We have Tiger's Eye. Okay. Tiger's Eye. If I can find the card. Okay. It's for empowerment, yes. Stepping into your power. And I think we got you Emperor for one of the readings. That's your energy. So, empowerment. Tiger's Eye symbolizes prosperity and encourages right use of power. It balances your needs with those of others. See that? With others, finding solutions. All right, so self-understanding, a child of the sun and earth with untold powers, you make your own fate. Assert yourself wisely. Bring hidden talents to the fore and accept your imperfections. Yes. Unlock your creativity, find prosperity and lasting success. Long journeys and celebrations lie ahead. Healing insight, doing what gives you joy increases your well-being. Frequency, earthy to high, depending on the color. Chakra is solar plexus and third eye. Timing, Leo and Capricorn, and soul path is becoming empowered. Well, that just fits you perfectly, Aries. Okay, so now we are on one more card, I think. Yes, the chakra card. Let's get this chakra card for you, Aries. Okay, what chakras could benefit this month with some healing and some work, please, for Aries, May 2021. Destiny, follow your instincts. They lead to the truth. Third eye chakra, and the crystal is fluorite. Again, with this like third eye, right? You're really tapping into that. So it might be beneficial for you to get this Tiger's Eye for your empowerment, and fluorite to open up that third eye and intuition. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I was going to get a couple tarot cards for you, and see if there's any extra messages or guidance or anything that Spirit wants to bring through. We're going to pull 3 tarot cards. All right. 1. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Oops, whoa, that was too many. How many is there? Well, this one was kind of, no, I guess they're all kind of much together. 4 of Pentacles. I got my cards all over. Okay, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Oh, God, I keep pulling too many. This one kind of was sideways, so we'll take that one. And the Page of Wands. Okay, so the 6 of Wands is all about success. You're going to get successful, right? But this is like, maybe being controlling, something like that. You don't want to overstep other people. Like I said, really listen to them. It could be security, scarcity. So, don't think like you're lacking anything. Just be grateful for what you have. Really listen to people, stay grounded. And then we have, what about 6 of Wands? We already did that one. And then we have this Page of Wands. Look at that. We have Pentacles and Wands. A lot of passion and energy here. So the Page of Wands is all about inspiration, discovering ideas. So, free spirit. if anybody's a free spirit, it's Aries, sure, right? So, you know, discovering these new inspirational ideas, being a success at it, you know, just make sure you don't get into that not appreciating what you have and that lack mentality, and you'll be good. So that's your message, Aries. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful May. Take care. Bye.